What if I told you that the team everyone laughed at last year is about to pull off the most insane worst-to-first miracle in modern football history? Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. Has the national media completely lost their minds, or are they finally seeing the massive sleeping giant waking up in Northeast Ohio? For years, being a fan of this franchise has felt like a never-ending cycle of heartbreak and betrayal. But right now, the entire narrative is flipping upside down. The insiders are talking, the analysts are backtracking, and the league is officially on notice. Let us kick things off with what Ian Rappaport just dropped on national television. When a guy with his connections speaks, you shut up and listen. Rappaport stated point-blank that Cleveland has a golden opportunity to take advantage of their upcoming schedule and become the team that goes from dead last to winning the AFC North. Think about how wild that is. The AFC North is usually a bloodbath. But let us be brutally honest about last season. The Baltimore Ravens were absolutely decimated by injuries. The Cincinnati Bengals were walking wounded. And the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were complete trash on the field but somehow stumbled their way into a division crown anyway. The door was left wide open, and now, the national media is basically begging Cleveland to kick it down. But wait until you hear exactly how many games the experts think this reconstructed roster will win this year. The 10-win insanity. It is not just Rappaport riding the hype train. Todd Monken, one of the most respected draft minds on the planet, just came out and said he has never felt more promising about a draft class than he does right now about Cleveland. He literally said this franchise is finally heading in the right direction. And then CBS Sports analyst Emory Hunt dropped an absolute bomb. He publicly predicted this team could easily win 10 games this year. 10 games. We are talking about a squad that just suffered through a 5-win disaster of a season. The analysts are projecting this team to literally double their win total. You normally see mock drafts burying this team in the top 5 picks, assuming they will be terrible forever. But the tune has completely changed. Why are they so confident? It all comes down to a mathematical cheat code. Heading into 2026, Cleveland has officially been handed the easiest strength of schedule in the entire National Football League. Now, you might think a schedule is just a piece of paper, but the historical data here is actually mind-blowing. For 8 straight seasons, the AFC team handed the easiest schedule has finished with a winning record. Just look at the New England Patriots. In 2024, they were a miserable 4-win football team. The next year, they get the easiest schedule in the league, they make a few smart offseason moves, and boom, they instantly jump to a 14-3 record, win their division, and march straight to the Super Bowl. The Denver Broncos did the exact same thing, riding the second easiest schedule from a mediocre 10-7 record all the way to a 14-3 powerhouse season. An easy schedule is a massive factor in the NFL. But none of this matters if the front office did not fix the absolute disaster we watched on the field last season. Luckily, they just pulled off an absolute masterclass in team building. The roster masterclass. Who's to blame for the total failure of last season? Drop a name below. Whether you blame the players or the front office, you have to give General Manager Andrew Berry credit for completely overhauling the weakest links. Let us talk about the trenches, because the offensive line last year was an absolute tragedy. They ranked 31st out of 32 teams. They could not block a light breeze. This year, we are looking at a unit featuring 5 brand new starters. That is right, 5 entirely new guys protecting the quarterback. They traded for Titus Howard. They went out and signed Zion Johnson and Elgton Jenkins in free agency. And then, they drafted Spencer Fano 9th overall to lock down the blind side at left tackle. With a brand new offensive line coach returning to town, this completely remodeled group is guaranteed to give us at least average, if not well above average, production. And the draft picks do not stop there. The receiver room last year was the worst in the entire league. It was unwatchable. So, what did they do? They used 2 of their first 3 draft picks to steal first-round talent that fell down the board. They grabbed KC Concepcion, an absolute electric factory after the catch. Then they paired him with Denzel Boston, a towering target with incredible hands and the exact size this offense has been begging for. Add in a healthy Jerry Jeudy looking to bounce back to his elite 2024 form, and suddenly, this receiving core is dangerous. The late-round depth is just as staggering. Austin Barber out of Florida is going to be a fantastic swing tackle. Parker Brailsford from Alabama could legitimately push to start at center, which would allow Elgton Jenkins to shift back to his natural guard spot. They stacked up on linebacker depth with Justin Jefferson. They grabbed multiple tight ends in Joe Royer and 7th-round sleeper Carson Ryan. And they even brought in Taylor Green, who is quite literally an athletic freak of nature. But even with all these elite new weapons, everything hinges on a massive coaching betrayal that is about to change the identity of this football team forever. The Monken era and the quarterback question. Goodbye Kevin Stefanski, hello Todd Monken. If this team was rolling into the new season with Stefanski still calling the shots, the vibe would be incredibly dark right now. But bringing in Todd Monken as the new head coach is a game changer. Yes, he is a first-time head coach, but he brings a wealth of offensive brilliance from college football and, most importantly, from the division rival Baltimore Ravens. Monken knows exactly how the enemy operates. He might just have the secret playbook to get this franchise over the hump in the AFC North. He is building a tough, creative, old-school football offense. He is utilizing multiple tight ends and even bringing back the fullback. But no matter how good the scheme is, and no matter how healthy running back Quinshon Judkins is coming out of the backfield, it all boils down to the most important position in sports. We have to talk about the quarterbacks. As of right now, Deshaun Watson is trending to be the starter. But let us be real, if the offensive line struggles even a little bit, we already know Watson will be a disaster. Last time he was out there, he held onto the ball forever and took a sack on what felt like every single play. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me for ever believing in Deshaun Watson again. That is why Shedeur is the wild card this entire franchise needs. Yes, Shedeur was inconsistent last year. But look at the facts of his situation. He was dealing with terrible drops, awful coaching, catastrophic injuries across the roster, and highly questionable play calling. Despite all that chaos, he still showed flashes of absolute brilliance. Do you not want to see what a young, high-upside quarterback can do in a functional system where he actually has time to throw? Shedeur feels like the much more reasonable option to lead this team into the future. Whoever Todd Monken ultimately chooses to start, that quarterback is stepping into a dramatically better situation than anyone has seen in this city over the last 2 years. With an incredibly soft schedule, an aggressive new head coach, an upgraded offensive line, and an influx of explosive rookie talent, the excuses are officially gone. This team is built to win right now, and the rest of the league is completely unprepared for what is about to happen on Sundays.